saying they'd been just overwhelmed by the recent rain. From there, Sky's Tom Parminter reports.
As the wind and rain hit Lancashire, they were still pumping out the fields, trying to get millions of litres back into the rivers. At Croston, there is still a huge gap in the defences, but with such high winds, the Chinook that worked here yesterday just couldn't get back over the River Douglas.
It's frustrating. We're all stood by, as we have been for weeks now, in support of the flooding operations across the north of England. But you know, this is a very challenging environment for all of us to operate in.
Right now, it's only accessible to specialist vehicles that just can't drop the big bags. They have made some progress, but there are still 400 of these 1-ton bags that need to be lifted and dropped into place. Without them, the hole is still there.
That continues to be plan A for us, and we will continue to work with the Army and other colleagues to progress that over the next few days as conditions allow. Right now, though, we've been fortunate here. We haven't had the weather this morning that we expected. We're monitoring now very closely through high tide.
The Army were out too further north in Braithwaite in Cumbria, where the defences were holding. Rivers across the county are swollen, nowhere more so than in Keswick. And in Tadcaster in North Yorkshire, they've been assessing the state of their partially collapsed bridge. It is a community that won't be beaten.
We are investing more in flood defences in Yorkshire, 280 million over the next 6 years. But of course, we will look again at some of those areas, for example, York City Centre and Leeds City Centre, to make sure they have the protection they need.
Further south, the Victorian Burnbeck Pier at Weston-super-Mare in Somerset buckled under the high winds. The teams from the Environment Agency have been working flat out for weeks. Their chairman is now back from his trip to see family in Barbados.